The past of the publishing industry. The first form of publishing was handwriting. It began in ancient Mesopotamia and Egypt in 3000 BC. The important documents from these times often contain mistakes due to the documents being transcribed by hand time and time again. Scribes often worked in monasteries during the Dark Ages and Middle Ages, simply copying documents and attempting to preserve history. However, handwritten documents took a lot of time, often contained mistakes, and were not accessible by the common man. In 770 AD in Japan, Buddhists discovered woodblock printing. Woodblock printing involves carving characters into pieces of wood and using them like stamps to make copies. This form of printing was faster than handwriting for making multiple copies, but it was still not quick enough, so people were still looking for more innovations in printing. In 1000 AD, the Chinese invented movable type. In this form of printing, each character was put on a single metal block. This allowed for the blocks to be used on multiple works. Sometime between 1440 and 1460 AD, Gutenberg made uniform cast movable type to be used on a press and printed on paper. In the 16th century, the printing press was used as a powerful means of communication during the religious struggle between the Catholics and the Protestants. By 1501, 252 towns and cities were recorded to have a printing press. Over time, publishing in the printing press has been important to the world. For example, during the scientific revolution, Copernicus published his book on astronomy and Vesalius published his book on anatomy. The use of the printing press allowed these people to spread their ideas around. Without it, this important information might have just spread to a few close friends, not the world. The printing press was also used during the founding of America and the American Revolution. John Smith published works that contributed to the promotion and settling of early America, and Adam Smith published The Wealth of Nations, the first important economic book. By 1750, nearly 20 printing presses existed in the American colonies, and they printed dozens of publications and thousands of books a year.
In recent publishing industry, writers and editors have to know how to use the computers and the different advanced technology that goes with it, including electronics. Offsetting printing, which is used today, burns the pages that the author made to CDs and then prints the pages on a printer. They have 9 different types of printing to choose from, but book publishing only uses one of them, which is offset lithography. Offset lithography takes the pages on a CD and converts them to film strips that are called plates. The ink of the offset lithography are put on the plates, and then the plate puts the images or words on a rubber blanket, which transfers the images or words onto the paper. The paper then goes through an oven and cooling area so that the ink will not rub off onto your fingers. In 2005, the new books and editions decreased sharply. This is due to the increasing price in paper and the cautious publishers. However, in 2005, they sold more than 5.5% than in 2004. In 2006, book sales decreased by 0.3% than in 2005. Since we are moving towards a more advanced technology where we can read books on the internet, this would eventually lead to the destruction of hard copy books.
The future of the book publishing industry. This is the 21st century. With a plethora of competing forms of entertainment, the book still remains a steady part of human life. There is no substitute for cuddling up with a good book, that is, unless you cuddle up with a piece of technology. An e-book is a book in a digital format that can be downloaded to computers, Blackberries, iPhones, or e-readers, such as the Sony Reader, Amazon Kindle, or the new Barnes & Noble Nook. Though an Amazon Kindle costs $279 and the books to download it on it are usually the same price as a regular print book, the cost to manufacture an e-book is 20 to 30% cheaper than a printed book. E-books save trees and can hold over 1,000 books, making them portable, efficient, and good for the environment. In the future, e-readers will be used by many, including students. Some schools have already said goodbye to heavy textbooks in exchange for a lightweight e-reader that can be updated as soon as a new edition becomes available. E-readers allows you to underline, highlight, and annotate in the books. No more fines for written textbooks. With new technology, e-readers can look more like a real book with e-ink. E-ink is a material that looks and feels more like a paper page than a lighted screen. In the not-so-far-away future, e-ink will be integrated everywhere, allowing any surface to be a display for information. In terms of the good old printed book, the Indian publishing outsourcing industry is expected to grow from $660 million in 2008 to a $1.2 billion annual market by 2012.